glad you're enjoying yourself so far. It's levels to a good date.
Okay. It's levels to a good day.
It is. And I hope I've set the bar. You know how to come with levels.
Yeah, okay. She kept iterating, yeah, it's levels to this.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys. Welcome to Little Black Book, another one. Little Black Book, you know what time it is. Talk to you guys about Ready to Love. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know how much I love Lee. You know, I think she's special. She's stunning. You know, quintessentially the chocolate that I'm feeling, baby. But I have to be very honest. I watched this day and I said, damn, that was arrogant. That was condescending. That was kind of rude. It's kind of disrespectful. But at the same time, I also saw as well with Chris, I was like, hold on a minute. I was like, bro, this is the second time you've done this kind of situation where you did the same thing with Sierra, where you kind of like your energy towards a person is almost like you're almost lowballing. You want it too easy in a sense, right? Now I'm all down for especially saying this. We ain't chasing nobody in 2023. All right. I'm not about to chase you. Right. I'm gonna try and give a balanced affair of this. So I'm just gonna say what I felt, then I'm gonna try and give you the behavior. All right. So if you're new to the channel, do me a massive, massive, massive favor as I break this down. Like, share, subscribe to this channel. Click on that bell button and then click on that black bell button part of it to get notified of when I go live and when I also upload videos each single time. And you want to know because I like to break things down all the way. Okay. And for those of you who are returnees, already know what it is, baby. You got the minerals. You got the minerals. Okay. All right. Stay hydrated because the streets out there, they are hot. All right. Let's get into the video. I don't waste much time. Again, let me reiterate what I was saying. My initial thoughts of watching this was Lee came off arrogant and condescending, and he came off like he can't put much effort into things. He did the same thing similar with Sierra. It's like you can't really put effort into things. You're almost insecure, or at least you know, you don't have the high esteem. You're afraid of competition. You know what I mean? And that's how it came off across to me. Now we're going to talk about the actual video. We're going to break down bit by bit so you can see what I saw and why I feel the way I do when I'm watching them as well. Okay, let's go to the very beginning. But that clip you just saw at the very beginning, you heard him repeat what she said. She said, "There's levels to dating," and he said, "Oh, there's levels to dating," basically saying, "Why are you treating me like a kid?" Number one, number two, you know what? There's one thing to let me know what your standards are, but it's another thing to tell me what your standards are and what your expectations are. Okay, so sorry, I think the sound went there, but we're gonna break it all the way down for you guys as well, right? Because it did sound a little bit condescending, and my beard needs to be combed out, but don't worry about that. All right, cool. Let's go. Let's put it into gear. All right, let's go.
I'm fine. I'm so excited to go into this date with Christopher and show him how I like to be dated. You can't treat me how you would treat any other woman. Look.
Now, let's pause it right there first and foremost, okay? Right there first and foremost. Okay? She's excited to go on a date because she wants to be able to show Chris exactly how she wants to be treated. And I'm all for women also showing and not telling, because I think showing always works far more for men. But when you show, just remember what you thought you showed might not be what you actually showed. Let me give an example. This particular date, right? She's trying to show him how she wants to be treated. But all she actually ended up doing was leading the date, making it look like she wants to lead the relationship in the future, and it's coming off arrogant uh, and condescending, right? So you've shown him something. It's just not what you thought you were going to show him, right? So you've shown him how you want to be treated, but it's coming off in the wrong particular way, which is why it's important to understand how you show somebody something, because it is a very effective method of letting a person know what you really are. At least if you say something, someone can go, well, I misconstrued what I said. Like, let me put it into better words. Let me do that. But once you show somebody with action, then the person now has a different impression. Similarly enough, what she's about to say next is also another impression. Let's have a look.
Who it is?
Yes, how you doing, Lee?
I am fine. Thank you so much for joining me. After a great conversation, we exchanged contact information and there was absolutely no follow through.
All right, cool. So now, knowing obviously a bit more background information about the situation, I'm going to try and give it more balance, right? First and foremost, this date might have been forced, right? It might have never really been a date. It might have been forced by production, and therefore I'm going to give Lee a little bit of grace, but I'm going to still say this. sis, if a man doesn't text you back, don't force it. What I mean, don't force it. What I mean by that is, if you know there has been radio silence, and I mean radio silence, don't force it. Like, do you know what I mean? Check, yeah, by all means, check. Maybe something happened to their phone or whatever. It does happen. Someone, you know, you first meet somebody, you lose their number because you lost your phone or lost your wallet that day or whatever. Something does wild happen. It does happen in certain instances. So by all means, check up on the person, see how they're doing. If they ghost you though, yeah, you gotta leave that alone. Like if you get a message in them and they ghost you, yeah, probably leave that alone. It's unfortunate you lost their phone or lost whatever, but if they keep kind of airing you, you gotta leave that alone, right? But that already sets a precedence. So we've got a situation where you guys had a great conversation, all right? It was good vibes, energy, but what happened was you lost contact in between. What happened? Let me be very honest with you. A lot of times with men, they have a great conversation with you, they enjoy themselves, but what they realized was maybe after some more conversation, or maybe they've had spoken to somebody else, some new information has come into light, and the way they're seeing you is no longer the way they saw you when I was talking to you. I.e., what he kept on telling us was, you know, people have been talking, saying about your off limits, which means people are talking about your off limits. Now, she made it very clear she isn't off limits, and therefore Chris should be free to pursue. But let's keep it real. He doesn't want to pursue. Because if once she told him, I'm free to pursue, he should have been like, you know what? You're free to pursue. Listen, I'm on it. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm feeling you. I'm liking you. He didn't do that because he wasn't feeling her. He wasn't liking her. His enthusiasm was an indication of how much he really wanted to pursue her, which is what? No point. He didn't want to pursue her. Let's keep it a buck. He shouldn't pretend.
So I'm really looking forward to addressing why is he being apprehensive in contacting me. I'm looking forward to showing you how I like to move.
Okay.
Or like if that's your vibe or not. Pay attention.
Okay, so this is where the condescending starts, right? This is where the condescension starts. No matter how sweet your tone is, no matter how sweet how you say it, energy don't lie and vibes don't lie. And sometimes words just can't, no matter how sweet you say it, doesn't matter. The words are going to be said, are going to come out your mouth, are going to make you feel some type of way. Here's what she said. She said, you know, I want to show you how I move. I want to see if it's your kind of vibe. Like, you know, see what my vibe is like, you know. If you like it, pay attention. You just commanded him to do something. Ain't gonna go down well. I keep telling people, so don't command men to do stuff. You don't get us to do. You don't command us. By commanding us, what you're saying is that you are now the leader. That don't work for a lot of men. That makes you come off condescending. Language shift. Suggestive language is better than commanding language. Now, of course, when we're in a relationship and things happen, yes, you might have to command because, like, baby, can you put that off the floor? Yeah, that's different, right? But but by you saying that little, you know, if it's your kind of thing, then pay attention. No matter how sweet you said it, the truth is he's gonna hear the word. No matter how sweet you said it, and if he's sharp enough and he's paying attention, he gonna hear you for what you're really saying, right? Okay, let's go on.
Okay.
Lee is looking absolutely amazing. She having one of my favorite colors, green. Hopefully that don't what you say run y'all.
Hopefully that's it.
No, I'm loving the vibe with Lee, but hold on, I seen her.
Okay, so this situation that happened, he said he's loving the vibe with Lee, but the problem with the situation is that he saw Quentin and her together. Now I'm gonna give two sides to this, right? One part is it is a dating show. You're gonna see people, you know, cuted up and whatever, right? You're gonna see people with a connection that is deep. And so in some aspects, you need to get over it, right? In some aspects, you need to also see things that people are going to have some really strong connections, but unless they've said they're closed off, why are you stressing? Go ahead and forward and prosper. Go and talk, right? Go and have a conversation. Find out before airing and ghosting her. If you saw her hugging up to Quentin, your first thing should have been when you got her number was to say, hey, I saw you and Quentin kind of hugging. Are you guys together? Like, I don't want to intrude. I don't want to be disrespectful. And she could have told you, hey, no, we're not. Listen, and that would have been it. Rather than you hearing the naysayers and the people outside, and even if Quentin is saying himself, you don't know what she said. So therefore, you can't be giving yourself, you can't be succumbing to outside voices. The person that you need to be talking to is right in front of you, and you could have asked them. You had their number, so you've made an assumption, and assumptions kill. Now, the flip side of this is absolutely you heard assumptions. As men, sometimes what we do is we hear from other sources and we take a dip and leave. We don't want to be embarrassed. We don't want to be shocked, surprised. We don't want it to come out of somewhere. We don't want anyone to look at us and have an opportunity to laugh at us. Okay, we do not want that as men. And so sometimes when we hear other men say stuff, we go, oh, is it? Okay, cool. I'm gonna save myself some embarrassment and walk away, right? The CRB check comes back, and sometimes the CRB check makes a man have to choose not to be around you. That does happen, right? And all honesty, it does happen. So I do understand him seeing Quentin and her together and thinking, oh, they're a little bit close. I don't know, they're a little bit close. I don't know if that's cool for me. Like maybe they already got a relationship going on. I understand that point, but you have the ball in your court to ask questions. So that's for me. You have the ball in your court to ask questions, and you didn't do it. So that's a failure on your part. But I understand why you're maybe looking at it some way.
Q wrapped up. So I'm like, yeah, she off limits.
How you doing?
He must be Dexter.
Oh, Shante.
Oh,
Yo, see, he's right here, Miss Lee.
I love it. I'm trying to show Christopher that there are definitely levels to dating, different experiences.
Now, here's my thing. Trying to show Christopher that levels to dating is an issue because I don't know you. It's arrogant and behavior to do that, Lee. Baby, you're so fine. But it's arrogant. Even me, I'm like, oh. I'm like, I wouldn't want to, not I wouldn't want to be around you, but that's not the kind of person I want to date. Nah, man. There's levels of dating. Let me show you. Like, that's arrogant. Like, look, and listen, someone might say, well, men do this too. Why are you dating them kind of men then? Who told you to go and date this kind of men? Stop saying that. Okay? Yeah, don't go and date those men. I'm not asking you to date those men. You know what I mean? Like, there's levels to this. Like, it's when someone's trying to impress you and trying to show you that they're this big dog. That's what men do. There's level. If someone says that, oh, there's levels a day, and I'm trying to show you that I'm trying to bring you to all those things. That's a level of arrogance, right? And you shouldn't be entertaining those kind of people, right? Because that level of arrogance is going to be transported elsewhere in a relationship. So if a guy is doing that, I would tell you, ladies, walk away. Now the same thing here for Lee. Lee saying I'm trying to show him there's levels to this because I want to show him this and that. It's like, because by saying levels, it's almost as if that the guy is not at a level that you need him to be at. And if that's the case, why are we doing this? Do you know what I'm saying to you? If you're saying, well, look, let me be honest with you, look, maybe I want to open you to new experiences, I want you to see some different things because we spoke and you said you haven't done this or haven't done that, then that's different. I remember, I went on Top Golf the other time and I'd never been Top Golf, right? And it was sick. I loved it. It was a new experience. It wasn't levels to this. It's a new experience. Right? If someone said to me that I'm going to show you new levels to this, I'm going to look at them like, I don't care if that's the truth or not. That's an arrogant statement to make. Do you know what I'm saying to you? So when she's saying that, she needs to be very careful of what kind of impression she's making. And the reason why she's saying there's levels to this is because she thinks she's above him. And she might say it different. She might say it like, no, that she doesn't feel like that. But psychologically, underneath the programming that's running silently, that's why it's coming out the way it's coming out. Because indebted in within yourself, if you keep saying it, it's not one time you said it and I'm like, then I'm making a judgment. And I'll be like, okay, I can make judgments like that too, but it's one time only. She says it 2 or 3 times about there's levels to this. I'm like, now, I think I saw in the comment section, she said about something about they had 2 or 3 dates or whatever. And therefore, but I'm like, it doesn't sound right. You know what I mean? But maybe she'll come on and explain it a bit differently. But that doesn't sound right, personally, to me. Okay, cool.
Experiences.
Being a man of the world, give you a little world tour
Okay.
of wine. We're going to start off in Italy, one of my favorite places. I drink a little water. We're going to get back on the G5 and go to the next place.
Okay.
Okay, hold on. I want to get to the next part because before they start freaking causing me to get a copyright. Now, this next part, I wanted to bring this part. Hold on, because this part was actually interesting too. It's a comment that she makes in between it. And yes, there's a comment here. So I'm going to show you this comment here. Okay, cool. There we go. Comment here.
Hey, Dexter, you know what you're doing.
Want to finish off your meal with a nice hearty steak, a nice Pinot Noir full body cab.
Thank you for showing him how it's done.
You are now Jedi.
And I'm really excited to go into our nice plated dinner where we can get into some deeper conversation.
Okay, so clearly, obviously, there's different levels to the date. Generally, actually, there's levels because they did the wine tasting and stuff like that. Now they're going into the actual food eatery as well. So yes, definitely understand that as well. So I think the comment, and I may be reading a little bit too into this, and I'm willing to be open about this because, again, there may be context behind this that we need as well. When she said, "Thank you for showing him how it's done," I was like, did she mean the actual that he was showing him something, and generally showing him something, or did it sound a little? And I was like, I hope it's not. I hope it's not in alignment with the kind of arrogant, condescending bar here when you're saying, oh, I hope, thank you for showing him how it's done. It's almost again like you're being schooled. You know what I mean? So I hope that's not what she meant. But I'm gonna take the positive side and say, hey, maybe she really meant, the guy was showing him something. Thank you for showing him to see how it's done in that aspect, right? But I can see how that could also be taken on a negative, especially with the comments made about the levels and stuff like that and the tone. So then that could also be added to it and be like, is this girl trying to school me or something? Because that's how you kind of started by saying there's levels to this, and I want to show you how I need to be treated. And it's like, okay. All right, I hear you. I'm not mad at it, but like it's a little bit. You're making me feel some type of way right now. You know what I mean? And it could be taken in the wrong way. So, that was a part that I wanted to highlight. And then I want to bring it forward a little bit as well. Hopefully, I can get this part here, and guys can see this as well.
This looks amazing.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all enjoy.
Thank you
so much, Dex. This is amazing. Thank you.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself so far. Levels to a good date.
Okay.
Now she says there's levels to a good date. Baby, no matter how much you smile with that fine face of yours, it's sounding again in that condescension place. But again, it might have been that she's relating this to the fact that there were actual levels to the relation to the dating. As in, they went from wine tasting to actual thing. But it's a way she's saying there's levels to this. And maybe a wording would have been like, "Oh, we've moved to a new level now." But there's levels to this is being aimed at somebody. So the context of the conversation seems to be aimed at him by saying there's levels to this, just to let you know this is my level. And again, it's a condescending kind of arrogant position to take when you're like, this is my level. I'm letting you know this is my level. You know what I mean? I took you on this date to show you that this is my level. That's not a good way to be doing it. Do you see how it can come off to somebody? It can come off real bad. And so I think the next thing that's interesting also about this is what he's about to do right next after, right? Let's see.
It's levels to a good day.
It is. And I hope I've set the bar. You know how to come with levels.
Yeah, okay.
He repeats, and see, when someone repeats like that, it's not a good sign. He repeats and says, there's levels to this. There's levels to dates. Head down, not looking at her. And then, she then adds on by saying, there's levels to date, this, to dates. I hope I've shown you how to come. This is why I didn't want to talk to you, babe. Because more than likely, you showed that energy in the text. No, I'm joking. I don't know if they actually spoke at all, to be honest. But the pretentious energy right now is not a good vibe. And if anything, if it was going to change his mind, nothing's changed his mind right now. If anything, his mind is thinking to himself, yeah, this is the reason why I'm glad I didn't waste my time. I'm glad she tied up with Boo Quinton over there, because this is not it. This ain't energy it. You know what I mean? I'm not saying again that she's a mean person. No, not at all. I'm saying that she might not realize how she's coming off, which is coming off arrogant. It's coming off condescending. You know what I mean? Like, you can be luxurious all you want, no worries at all. But it's like the energy is not the right energy,
She kept iterating, yeah, it's levels to this. And I'm like, damn, do she not think I'm used to this? I'd have been at the table where they bring the meat out and cook that right in front of her.
We're supposed to be focused on this week about doubt.
So, again, he picked up on it too. He felt like, what? Why'd you keep mentioning there's levels to this date? Like, do you think I'm not this level? Which is reason that and that's the truth. She doesn't feel like you're that level. That's why she keeps telling you, right? Because someone would need to keep telling you about what level they are if they knew that you were the same level, because they know you're the same level. You don't mention it because you know that they're already there. But when you feel like their person's not really there, you let them know this is my level. A bit like a level. It's called a level setter. You're leveling. And even we all do it in some shape or form, right? But you do it early, and you do it once or twice, and you leave it there. You don't do it on a date. You let the person know, maybe for instance, hey, look, my faith is really important to me. Like I'm really I'm in love with Jesus, and my partner's got to be also someone who loves Jesus, right? That might be a little bit of a level setter, right? And so the person can do is respond and be like, oh yeah, me too, I love Jesus like the same way, or they can ask a qualifying question. What do you mean by saying that you love Jesus? What does that actually mean, like, for you? And then I can explain it. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with someone yesterday, and we were just talking. I was like, oh, like, she was like, oh, you're a church boy, and I was like, yeah, in some regards, I'm born again, I love Jesus, and she was like, oh, myself, I'm not necessarily there, but like I'm kind of figuring myself out. I was like, oh, cool. Now I didn't even mean to ask a level setting question or anything like that, but she had heard a level being set and then responded. Now, of course, that can be done here, but she keeps reiterating this level as it being attached, almost being attacking him, rather than saying, I love this or I love that. It's more of a case of, I'm letting you know this is how I want to be treated, and this is what you need to do if you're going to be with me. And when you do that on a date in that particular instance that you've orchestrated, it comes off as arrogant. You know what I mean?
Have you experienced any doubt when it comes to me?
It's a journey, and you hear certain things, and I've heard like, nah, I think her connection is already solid. And I'm like, well, I don't want to keep assuming something and making a fool out of myself.
Now, here's a big thing. He said something interesting. She said, is there any doubt that you have? He said, I keep hearing that her connection is really solid. Well, that's why I said I understand. I give him some grace that he felt like, the connection is really solid. Should I pursue it any longer? The question is, you had her number, though. You had spoken to her and you have her number. You could have asked her directly, privately. And that's what I would have done. I'd be like, yo, listen, people are saying that you and old boy are together. Is that the true case? If that's the case, then I'll just be cool, or I'll back off. I don't want to be disrespectful to you. Do you know what I'm saying to you? And that's what you do. But when you don't do that, what happens is you make assumptions. And that's why I have to hold Chris accountable, because why are you listening to outside voices for? Right? The reality is that that's not what's causing you to stop. It does stop some people, but you didn't hear a rumor about her having sex with Quentin. You heard a rumor about her having a strong connection. You could have asked her, you have her number. You don't like her enough, bro. That's the truth. You didn't like her enough.
So is you like off limits on this journey? Is it someone that you really feel like completely committed to?
I do have a strong.
Did you notice how her face was like, whoa? Strong connection, baby. Whoa. Ease up. That should tell you right there and then too, she isn't got that. The connection might be strong, but doesn't mean that she's locked away, right? That's your signal right there. She's not locked away, but you didn't ask that question. That's the biggest problem, right?
Connection, but on this journey, there are no like, oh, this is closed. The fact that Christopher is looking at me as off limits in a group dating setting just.
So, I think personally he has to be honest with himself. He's making excuses, right? The excuses about, I heard about Quentin, I heard this, I thought your connection was strong. It's excuses, because he could have asked directly, he could have said something, and it has not festered in a conversation with Lee. And for me personally, that for me, you've chickened out. Like, you chickened out. You could have done more to make sure that you were actually in a place where you could actually deep whether this person is the right person for you, or whether this person is locked away. And you didn't do it, Chris. So that one I have to hold you accountable for. And it's giving not even insecure, but it's giving, I don't want to fight. It's giving I don't want to be embarrassed. It's giving, that you don't like competition. It's given the fact that, almost like, I like who likes me, almost, in a sense, right? But that's a bit of fear. Right. And I don't want to express that for you, but I think that's what I'm hearing, because the same thing with Sierra, it was the same kind of similar response.
This lets me know you're not really tapped into this process. Everyone is free to date whomever they would like. So put your best foot forward and may the best man win. We never know. Like, you and I were up and then down. Me and my connection could be.
So like she said, her and her connection could be up and down. We've been up and down. Now the next part is what's interesting, is when they start talking about the chase, because I think that aspect is important. We're not chasing anybody in 2023. I'm sorry. Okay, I don't chase nobody. All right. Same way I was going to say the same thing about her and Quentin. I'm not about to start fighting for you if I don't think you're worth fighting for, because if you're not really giving me the energy that I need to say, you know what, you're actually interested in me, I'm not going to fight like a dickhead. Look, as an individual, man or woman, you need to be smart. There are people out there that are friendly, that are nice, and that will open up themselves to you, but they're never really interested in dating you. I see it too many times. And when I see it, I know the energy straight away. You know why you know? Because that person, see, when someone like you, yeah, look, let me tell you something. See, when someone like you, and then this might not be everybody, because some people are introverted more, right? But when people like you, they like your conversation. They like being around you. You see, like when certain girl like you, yeah, they'll come around you. They'll like, oh, like, da, 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 da. I see it. I saw it even when I was in America. I saw it. When I saw one girl, I was like, this girl was wanting to, she kept on trying to find one guy, you know what I mean? And talk to him. Why? Because she was interested in him. The girls that I know that are interested in me, they keep trying to find me to have a conversation with me. The ones that aren't interested are the ones that try to play, like, you know, not even trying to play, but they're not trying to seek you out. They seek out who they want. So they try to put themselves in places near you. Oh, man, don't play that game, man. We ain't chasing nobody, man. You know what I mean? We ain't about to chase nobody. He had no follow through for a reason. He weren't interested. And that's just the reality of the life situation.
After that, I was just like, well, I definitely don't want to be a part of something like that.
I'm like the type of person where I chase a woman, and I know Lee the type where it's like, if I don't say nothing to Lee gonna bye.
I don't want you to chase me.
Like she said, she didn't want him to chase her. She didn't want him to chase her. You know what I mean? So for her, she wanted him to be more intentional with the follow through. And I agree, he should be if he's actually interested. If you're not, stop playing this game, Cap. There's no need. Of course, you're probably trying to score points, trying to stay on the show. I get it. That's part of the show and stuff. But I'm just saying in relationship general terms, let's be real. You know that you're not interested. That's why you're not sending no message. That's why there's no follow through. And that's why we're here. Because in reality, you don't like a like that. So there's not even a chase going on.
I feel like I was clear in saying that I was interested, so that opens the door.
I don't mind chasing. I just didn't know if I
She didn't believe him when he said that. She was like,
was wanted to chase. She tells me the ball is in my.
Wait, hold a minute. He said, you know, I'm making up my mind whether I want to chase. Up until this point, you're still making up your mind if you want to chase or not. Up until this point, you're still trying to figure out whether you want to chase or not. Yeah, the brother, yeah. Up until this point, you're trying to figure out whether you want to chase or not. Yeah, you don't like her. Why would you want to figure out why is it taking you so long to figure out whether you want to chase or not? You got her number, you had a conversation. Why not have more conversations? There was no follow through. Now, unless the follow through meant that he didn't take her on a date or something, I don't know. But hey, and in response to that, if that person's not giving you no follow through, you don't have to do what Lee did, which take the ball by the horns and then try to make him come. Nah, it's long, right? We don't want to do that either. We're not chasing men either, right? So anyway, let me leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you see and what you felt. Appreciate you guys. Loaded. We'll see you again soon.